हरे कृष्ण प्रभु, धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद, प्रणाम प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्णा। Okay. We'll sing this Vaishnav Bhajan by this from Sharanagati by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I think we have sung this before, but somehow I really like this song. Ekho na bhujinu prabhu tomhar charana Ekho na bhujinu prabhu tomhar charana अशोकाभयामृता पूर्णा सर्वशाना अशोकाभयामृता पूर्णा सर्वशाना सकल छड़िया तुआ चरण कमाले सकल छड़िया तुआ चरण कमाले ओडियाछि आमी नाथा तव पदताले ओडियाछि आमी नाथा तव पदताले. This whole Vaishnav song is glorifying the lotus feet of the Lord Shri Krishna. Lotus feet. Now, Ekana Bhujino Prabhu Tomhara Charana means my only object of worship is your lotus feet. Ekana means one worship, one Bhujino Prabhu Tomhara Charana. Ashoka Bhayamrita Purna Sharvashana. Bhaya is one becomes free from fear and filled with nectar. Now, I will refer. I know your. I know now your divine feet are a refuge of all sorts of protection. Shoka means sorrow. We may have so many sorrows in our life, and Bhaya is fear, and Amrita is nectar. So freedom from sorrow and fear, and full of nectar. Then Sakala Chadiya Tuva Charana Kamale. Sakala Chadiya. Sakala means everything that I have, I surrender. Chadiya Tuva Charana Kamale. I surrender at your lotus feet, my Lord. Odiyachi Aminatha Tava Pada Tale. Pada Tale means the base of the feet of the Lord. At the sole of these lotus feet, I surrender myself and all I possess. I will just read and then we will sing. Tava Pada Padmanath Rokshibhe Amare. Your lotus feet will certainly protect me from Maya, protect me from offenses, protect me from whatever wrong decisions I may make in from all sorts of protection. So Tava Pada Padmanath Rokshibe Amare Ar Raksha Karta Nahi E Bhava Samsare. There is no other protection. If we leave the lotus feet of the Lord, where do we go? It's all Bhava Samsar, cycle of birth and death. It's all material energy. So if we don't take shelter of Krishna, there is only cycle of birth and death, material energy, attachments and other things. So Ara Raksha Karta Nahi. There is no other shelter. There is no other protection. In this Bhava Samsara, this cycle of birth and death is there. Ami Tava Nitya Das Janinue Bhara. Now I know that um, I am only your eternal servant. I am not the servant of anyone else. This I know. Janinue Bhara. Amara Palana Bhara Ekhona Tomar. Or who is maintaining me? Palan. The burden of maintaining me, bhar, the load. Amara palana bhara, bhar ekona tomhar. You are only maintaining me. Otherwise, who can maintain me? You are only maintaining me. Everything we may think that I am being maintained by my work. I mean, for me, Naturally, there is no other scope other than Krishna is providing me meals and Krishna is providing me, you know, if I have to go somewhere, gas money, Krishna is providing me clothes naturally. But for all of us, it's not just for, um, it's for all of us. The job is given by Krishna, everything, uh, um, um, everything is Krishna's arrangement. Amara palana bhar ekhona tomhar. बड़ो दुखा पाइयाची स्वतंत्र जीवाने. Swatantra is independent life. When I'm trying to lead an independent life, I'm only getting lot of misery. बड़ो दुखा पाइयाची स्वतंत्र जीवाने. दुखा dore gelo o pada varane. And only your lotus feet can help me come out of that dukkha, that misery, which comes by independent living, independent of Krishna. Je pada lagia Rama tapasya korila. And to attain this lotus feet, Rama is actually Lakshmi Devi. Tapasya korila. She performed austerities just to attain the lotus feet of the Lord. Sai pada paya Shiva, Shivatva lobhila. Shivatva is auspiciousness, and Shiva became auspicious. Pada Paya. By attaining your lotus feet, Lord Shiva became auspicious. And to attain your lotus feet, Rama Devi, Lakshmi Devi, is performing tapasya. Je Pada Labhiya Brahma Kritartha Hoila. And Brahma, when he attained your lotus feet, Kritartha Hoila, his life became successful. Brahma. And Jepada Naruda Muni Hridaya Dhorila. And your lotus feet, Narad Muni Hridaya Dhorila. He held your lotus feet in his heart. Hridaya. Dhorila means he is holding onto your lotus feet. So Narad Muni is holding your lotus feet. Brahma became successful by attaining your lotus feet because he was miserable. And then Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavya Muyati Yasura, his illusion was gone. He held the lotus feet of Krishna. Then all the Vedic knowledge was revealed to him. And likewise Shiva and Rama, Lakshmi Devi. Sai se Abhaya Pada Shirete Dhuriya. And I hold your lotus feet on my head. And by keeping your lotus feet on my head, I am becoming Abhaya. Um, I'm becoming fearless about future, fearless about anything, fearless about my Krishna consciousness also. Why? As long as I have a lotus feet on my head. Paramanande nachi padaguna gaya. And having understood the mercy of holding a lotus feet on my head, Paramanande nachi. I am dancing in great ecstasy. Nachi, I am dancing. Padaguna gaya. And I am singing the glories of a lotus feet in Parama Ananda. Understanding. Samsara vipada hoite avashya udhar. Bhakti vinoda o pada koribe tomar. So now samsara vipada, the miseries of cycle of birth and death, hoite avashya udhar. You will certainly deliver this bhakti vinod from the cycle of birth and death, and give me shelter at your lotus feet in Goloka Vrindavan. Engage me in your service. O Pada Koribe Tomar. So Bhakti Vinod is completely depending on you, that you will certainly deliver Bhakti Vinod from the cycle of birth and death. So very beautiful song. The whole song is basically, it's actually Sharanagati. Sharanagati is shelter, surrender, and taking shelter of. Basically, the whole song glorifies the importance of the lotus feet of Shri Krishna. Makes us fearless, Amrita, Parama Anande, Para Dukha Paiyachi Satantra Jivana, independent life full of misery. Lakshmi Devi did tapasya, Shiva became auspicious, Brahma life became successful, Kritartha Hoila, and Narad Muni held it to his, and I also put it on my head, and I'm chanting the glories of the lotus feet, and perils of cycle of birth and death, and all glories of the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. Again, we'll start singing एको ना भुजिनु प्रभु तुम्हार चरना अशोक भयामृता पूर्ण सर्वशाना सकल छड़िया तुवा चरण कमले पड़ियाछि आमि नाथा तव पदतले तव पद पद्मनाथा रक्षिभे हमारे आर रक्षा करता नाही हे भव संसारे आमि तव नित्य दासा जानिनु रे बारा आमार पालन भारा एखोन तुम्हारा बड़ो दुख पाइयाछि स्वतंत्र जीवने दुख दूरे गेलो ओ पादवरने जे पद लागिया रामा तपस्या करिला जे पद पाइया शिवा शिवत्व लोभिला जे पद लभिया ब्रह्मा कृतार्थ होइला जे पद नारद मुनि हृदय धरिला से अभय पादा सिरे ते धरिया परम आनंद नाची पद गुण गाइया संसार विपद होइते अवश्य उधारा भक्ति विनोदा पद करिबे तोमा एखोन बुझिनु प्रभु तुम्हार चरना अशोक भयामृता पूर्ण सर्वशाना सकल छड़िया तुवा चरण कमले पड़ियाछि आमि नाथा तव पदतले तव पद पद्मनाथा रक्षिभे हमारे आर रक्षा करता नाही हे भव संसारे जीवने दुःख दूरे गेलो पदवरणे ते पद लभिया रामा तपस्या करीला ते पद पाइया शिवा शिवत्व लभिला ते पद लभिया ब्रह्मा पिता होइला जे पद नारद मुनि हृदय धरिला से अभय पादा शिरे ते धरिला परमानंद नाची बड़ा गुना गाइया संसार भी पद होइते अवश्य उद्धार भक्ति विनोद पद करिबे तोमा एतो न बुझिनु प्रभु तुम्हार चरण अशोक भयामृता पूर्ण सर्वशाम्ना सकल छाड़िया तुआ चरण कमले ओडियाछि आमी नाथा तव पद तले तव पद पद्मनाथा लक्ष्मी हमारे और रक्षा करता नाही हे भव संसारे और रक्षा करता नाही हे भव संसारे आमी तव नित्य दासा जानिनु अमर पालन भारा एक न तुम्हारा बड़ो दुख पाइयाछि स्वतंत्र जीवने बड़ो दुख पाइयाछि स्वतंत्र जीवने दुख दूरे गेलो पदवरणे दुख दूरे गेलो पदवरणे जे पद लभिया रामा तपस्या करीला जे पद पाइया शिवा शिवत्व लभिला जे पद लभिया ब्रह्मा पिता होइला जे पद नारद मुनि हृदय धरिला से अभय पादा शिरे ते धरिया परमानंद नाची बड़ा गुण गाइया संसार विपद होइते अवश्य उद्धार भक्ति দিনো দাও আদা করিবে তোমার এখন বুঝিনু প্রভু তোমার চরণ অশোক ভয়ামৃতা পূর্ণ সর্বশানা এখন বুঝিনু প্রভু তোমার চরণ 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 অশোক ভয়ামৃতা সর্বশন পূর্ণ সর্বশানা অশোক ভয়ামৃতা পূর্ণ সর্বশানা হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে ও হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে ও হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে ও হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে ও হরে রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে ও হরে রাম 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 হরে হরে ও হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে ও হরে রাম রাম হরে হরে ও হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে হরে हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे ओ हरे राम 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 हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे ओ हरे राम राम हरे हरे एको नाम बुझिनु प्रभु तुम्हार चरण एको नाम बुझिनु प्रभु तुम्हार चरण देखो ना बुझिनु प्रभु तुम्हार चरण ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वंशा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखम करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्री गुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वर। So we are continuing the tour of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to South India. And we saw that Mahaprabhu went to Narsimhachalam, Ahobilam, temple of Lord Shiva, and finally he went to um, many temples of Lord Vishnu. And finally he came to Shiranga. And there he chanted and danced, and everybody was surprised. Chaturmas began. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was invited by the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Venkata Bhatta, who was one of the leader there. His elder brother was there, Prakashanda Saraswati. We discussed about him also a little bit. And then he stayed there. Then he was invited by all the Vaishnava Sampradayas, all the Sri Vaishnavites all over India came to know that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Sri Rangam. So they all came, and in association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they all chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra. There were more number of invitations than there were Sri Vaishnavites' homes. So for 4 months, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited one home every day, and some homes he could not visit. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the temple, and there he met a Brahmana. This is a very instructive story. से क्षेत्र रहे का वैष्णव ब्राह्मणा देवालय आशी करे गीता वर्तना. In the holy place of Sri Ranga Kshetra, a Brahmana Vaishnav used to visit the temple daily and recite the entire text of Bhagavad Gita. So there was one Brahmana, a Vaishnav. Every day he used to come to Sri Rangam in front of the Lord, and he would recite the Bhagavad Gita daily. अष्टादशाध्याय पढ़े आनंद आवेश असुद्ध पढ़े न लोका करे उपहासे. The Brahmana regularly read the 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita in great transcendental ecstasy. Every time he would read, he would be blissful, he would be joyful, great transcendental ecstasy. But he could not pronounce the words correctly. People used to joke about him. So he was in his own world. In great ecstasy, he would chant. But he would not like whatever Sanskrit he was reading, it was broken. He was illiterate Brahman actually. He was ecstatic. Actually, seeing his ecstasy permeates. So when he would recite Bhagavad Gita, all the Brahmanas who were qualified but do not have that devotion near around him, they would also laugh, joke. They would become very happy. They were actually happy because of the bhakti that was emanating from the body of this illiterate Brahmana. And then because they became very ecstatic, they would joke and they would make fun of him and they would laugh. But actually, there was a satisfaction of the soul because of the bhakti emanating from this illiterate Brahmana. But they would not realize that. केहा आशे केहा निंदे ताहा नहीं माने आविष्टा हाना गीता पढ़े आनंदिते mane. Due to his incorrect pronunciation, people sometimes criticized him and laughed at him, but he did not care. He was full of ecstasy due to reading the Bhagavad Gita and was personally very happy. This is a symptom of a Vaishnava when he becomes ecstatic in chanting the holy name of Krishna. He doesn't care about the surroundings. Like I remember, I was in I was studying in Ann Arbor, and then some of you may not know that there is a devotee still. He is leading Ann Arbor Center, Dev Madhav Prabhu. So himself and that time he was mostly by himself, and I was doing my masters there. So he would call me, and I was hesitant, but then I would join him, and then two, three more devotees here and there. One is Uma Mataji was there. She was also there. Her brother was there, Nipun Prabhu, and there were some more devotees. So then we would go for Sankirtan. Almost every other day we'd go for Sankirtan in Ann Arbor campus. Somehow I would find time from my college exams and many different things I was going through. Masters in America is like a horrible experience. So I would go with them, and then I would look at the surroundings, and then I'll be like little bit, I know he is in my class, and then I was also taking some business courses. So then I would think that he is in my business school, and then I know him, and then they would look at me with like who is this? What is he doing? This person. I know him very well cultured, and now he is raising his hands and chanting and dancing. And I would see them, and then I would keep my face down because I don't want them to see me. But then this is only the beginning, and then the kirtan would pick up, and then we would dance on the streets, and then I would not care what people think of me, what people say to me. At some point of time, everybody started knowing that okay, he is into some spiritual direction, and but we would never converse in our classes. Although I meet them, I talk to them for uh, work related, but we never discuss these things. So I have practical experiences that when we are in external consciousness, then we are very much careful about what people think of me and what yeah. But when we actually become absorbed in the holy name, then we don't care because we are taken over by Krishna's mercy, by association of devotees, which comes by association of devotees. So this Brahmana, when he would chant the Shiranga temple, he would go in ecstasy, and people would joke, laugh, and he would just be like, all the illiterate, he would have tears in his eyes, and he would just recite Bhagavad Gita. Pulaka Shrukampa Shveda Yavata Pathana Dekhi Anandita Haila Mahaprabhu Ramana. Pulaka Ashru Kampa Shveda. These are symptoms of ecstasy. Hair standing on end, shivering in the body, tears coming from one's eyes. So while reading the book, the Brahmana experienced transcendental bodily transformations. Now, chanting holy names, it's very nice. But how many of us have experienced while reading Bhagavad Gita? Tears start coming from the eyes and he is standing on end. And, body starts shivering. So the hair on his body stood on end, tears welled up in his eyes, and his body trembled and perspired as he read. Thank you, Prabhu. So, perspiration, trembling, tears, body, hair standing on end. Seeing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy. Now, this is very important. Now, let us see the purpose. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased to observe these symptoms. And this indicates that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pleased by devotion. When Mahaprabhu saw him exhibiting symptoms of ecstasy, Mahaprabhu became very happy. So it is said that my spiritual master says that we want to experience divinity because seeing us very happy, absorbed, ecstatic, chanting Krishna's name, Krishna becomes very pleased with us. So Mahaprabhu became very pleased with this symptom. Now, something more on this. Um, a person who is envious cannot attract Krishna's mercy. Envy. Recently, there is a book by Bhakti Tirth Maharaj. Just happened to read a little bit of it, and then one of the section. It's on. I don't remember. It's on surrender, and yeah, the name of the book is Surrender by Bhakti Tirth Maharaj. Um, and there he has a section. It says, "Envious cannot attract Krishna's mercy." Envious souls. So those who are envious, their heart pains when they see others absorbed, when they see that this person is chanting very nice, then they feel like, oh, I want this person to lose Krishna's mercy. So envy means I am the enjoyer. No envy means Krishna is the enjoyer. So when we see others very much absorbed in chanting Hare Krishna, then we feel, oh wow, Krishna is so pleased with him. Krishna is so happy. That gives pleasure to a pure soul. He becomes very joyful to see how happy Krishna is. Or when there is no envy, then oh, this person is so happy in Krishna consciousness. So that pure soul also becomes very happy. Just like you if people you love, suppose if they pass the college or they get a job, a good job, you become very happy, but that's also contaminated, because then we become happy because we will also enjoy the benefit of the spouse's job. We'll also enjoy that. So that's not pure. But if you see from another angle, when somebody whom we love, when they become successful, become happy, but if the same situation is attained by the neighbors or by somebody else, we become envious. Why not me? Why them? I want to be in that situation. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you want Krishna's mercy, then here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very pleased to see these symptoms. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I mean, we can follow Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we should also become pleased when we see others. When others preach very nicely, we become insecure. Oh, why they are preaching so nicely? Why not me? But as if we want to please Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then when others following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when we see others, any spiritual success, ecstasy in the holy name, or whatever, one should become very pleased by seeing other success. So this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, personally showing by his example, when he saw the Brahmana chanting, crying, all the symptoms, trembling, perspiring, Mahaprabhu became very pleased to observe these symptoms. And there is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam by Queen Kunti who says that actually, when we become very pleased by seeing others progress in devotional service, we will make very quick progress. It is said when we derive happiness from other success, Krishna will give the same joy to us. But then when we see somebody progressing Krishna consciousness and we become envious of them, so in a way we are negatively impacting their Krishna consciousness. Suppose if your spouse is chanting very nicely, and if you become envious of him or her, then um, then you will also lose your taste in Krishna consciousness. This is like, what is that frog mentality? I heard there was a jar, and I think Yogi Prabhu said this example. There was a jar and there were many frogs. I don't know if they were frogs or some other animals, whatever. So there was no lid. So one person asked him, "Arey, the frog will run away." And the other person said, "No, there is no need of lid. The frog will not run away. If one frog try to run away, the other person will pull him down. The other frog will pull him down. So nobody can escape because they are all pulling each other's down. So one should become one's well-wisher. And one's well-wisher means one should derive joy by seeing, especially in home, others um, preaching, becoming ecstatic in Krishna consciousness. Actually, the very nice mood is when you see others becoming joyful in Krishna consciousness. Then one should feel, oh, I must serve this person. This person is very advanced. This person is so sincere. Then a nicer mood is you tell that person, uh, please pray for me. My Guru Maharaj says, asking for prayer is a sign of humility. We are okay asking prayers from those who are senior to us, but we are not very much okay asking prayers from those who are equal to us, because we think like, why do I need to ask prayers from them? These are all symptoms of false pride. So one should become very happy and one should develop respect, that, oh, this person is attracting Krishna's mercy so wonderfully, so nicely. I must serve this person nicely so Krishna becomes pleased with me also. So Krishna consciousness, all about consciousness. Nobody will come to know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what is going on in our hearts. But a tree is known by its fruit. So one can know how beautiful the consciousness is based on how much absorption this person has in his or her Krishna consciousness. Because nobody knows, Krishna knows. Krishna is sitting in our heart. He knows every single thought. Cannot escape, cannot hide, cannot fake. We can fake from others, we cannot fake from Krishna. And if we, and yeah, we will become very absorbed. So when others see this person is very absorbed, means this person must have a very beautiful consciousness. Otherwise, how can he please Krishna? So Srila Prabhupada said this is International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So instead of becoming I conscious, we have to become Krishna conscious. So this is our diseased condition. Diseased condition, we are I, me, my consciousness. Oh, um, um, I am the enjoyer. If I am the enjoyer, so nobody else should enjoy. If anybody else enjoying, I am not enjoying. Why? So I am the enjoyer. Um, when I is replaced by Krishna, which is very difficult. Actually, I heard I become replaced by Krishna at the stage of Ruchi, not even Nishta. At the stage of Ruchi and Ashakti, we actually become Krishna conscious. In the stage of, it's a beginning of Krishna consciousness is at the stage of Ruchi and Ashakti, beginning of Krishna consciousness. Madhavananda Prabhu says, if somebody tell me, oh, you are a member of ISKCON, then Madhavananda Prabhu says, no, I am not a member of ISKCON. I am trying to become a member of ISKCON. Member of ISKCON means those who are part of the society where people are Krishna conscious. But most of the people are still I'm in my consciousness, because um, um, anartha nivritti stage or nishta stage. So very advanced platform do we actually become conscious of Krishna. Then we exhibit these symptoms. I tell you one time I will tell the name because I'm trying to glorify here. I was driving with Advait Prabhu. This is like 8 years back. And me and I am sure all of you know him. Very, very sincere, exalted Vaishnav. So we both were going to Grand Rapids for some program. And then Advaitan Prabhu told me that, Prabhu, I may not be doing much to serve Krishna. Um, I'm, but there is one thing that Krishna has given me that I don't want to lose it. I asked him, Prabhu, what has Krishna given you that you don't want to lose it? He says, when I see others progressing Krishna consciousness, that gives me a lot of joy. Previously, when I would see others in advancing Krishna consciousness, then I would feel insecurity. I would feel, I don't want them to progress. But now seeing others progress, it gives me a lot of joy. So I become so happy. Oh, this person is preaching so nicely, or this person is chanting so nicely, this person is serving so nicely. So just by seeing them, I'm happy. He said, even if I don't get anything in this life, even if I die just with this situation, I don't want to lose this feeling that I become joyful by seeing others happy in Krishna consciousness. So I said, Prabhu, such a great blessing, such a great mercy. This is like 8 years back, he told me this. So, Vaishnavas, who they are, what is their consciousness, nobody knows unless there is a heart to heart sharing. And when we make intimate relationship with senior devotees, then we realize their consciousness. If they are merciful enough to share their heartfelt progress, then we realize, oh wow. Usually, what happens now, the Vaishnavas will always lock their Krishna consciousness in their heart. It is never, because it is said that if you expose your Krishna consciousness, you lose your Krishna consciousness. You lose it if you expose it. Most of the people also try to advertise their Krishna consciousness. They're just a recipe of failure. When people try to they expose their Krishna consciousness in the beginning, especially, what happens is one is very eager to show others that how sincere I am, how advanced I am, and then that person will show, he'll get some name or fame. Raghunath Das Goswami says that's like, a prostitute woman dancing in the heart, um, making a show, like, women prostitute, they dance. Why do they dance? They want to expose themselves. They want to attract, these prostitute dancing, they want to attract others to themselves, for some material benefits. So likewise, this prostitute dancing in our heart is a desire for name and fame, where we want to expose our Krishna consciousness. Why? We want to impress. We want to be recognized. So we will be able to impress, but it's temporary. See, the fact is, if you try to impress somebody, you'll be able to impress them. Krishna will fulfill that desire, but the next day, he will be humble in front of them also. The nature of this word is, uh, you know, um, it is said that when you try to impress somebody, actually they become envious of you. Actually, they become envious of you. And even if they are impressed, if they are very pure souls, if they are impressed, you will be humble in front of them, same people, in future. So Raghunath Das Goswami says, no, why waste human energy in this way? Why not try to impress Radha and Krishna? Why not try to impress our Guru Maharaj? Why not try to attract the sweet Madhurya uh, uh, relationship of Radha and Krishna? Why not try to access that? So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased to observe these symptoms, and this indicate that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pleased by devotion, not by erudite scholarship. So many of us may recite Bhagavad Gita very nicely, but it does not please Krishna as much as if it is recited with full of devotion, not by erudite scholarship, but by devotion. Even though the words were imperfectly pronounced, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now this is also very important actually, even though the words were imperfectly pronounced, Srila Prabhupada says that, he says, you know, it doesn't matter if you are not a good speaker, uh, cannot quote many verses, if you, no material qualifications. If you don't have any of it, doesn't matter. If you have devotion, Krishna is pleased. And if Krishna is pleased, the devotion actually touches the heart of other people, not the words we speak. Otherwise, before Srila Prabhupada, there were so many speakers, very efficient speakers. What happened? No hearts were transformed. Um, um, this Sadguru and so many other people, they speak very nicely and they have millions of followers, but you will not see heart transformation. You will not see people dedicating to them. But you see Prabhupada, you will see people dedicating, taking up brahmacharya, taking up sannyas, giving everything for the service of Guru and Krishna, making that the goal of their life. They change everything in their life. Their heart is transformed, their heart is touched. Heart is touched by devotion. Others will say, I listen to him, very nice, I like. But then they engage in their same sinful activities. So the hearts will not be touched. Hearts will be touched only bhaktya, only by devotion. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says, it's not the external erudite scholarship. If you see, like when I see my Guru Maharaj, he hardly quotes even a single verse in his lectures, just plain English. But the heart transformation he has produced in the life of thousands and thousands of people. And most men, most of the sannyasis, how much erudite they are. Uh, so even though the words were imperfectly pronounced, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna himself, did not think this very seriously. Radha Govind Maharaj says, it doesn't matter. Shyam Krishna Prabhu was sharing with me. He was hearing a lecture by Radha Govind Maharaj. He says, it doesn't matter if the words of Hare Krishna Mahamantra are pronounced improperly. It doesn't matter. Who says improper pronunciation will have no benefit? And he paused and he said, whether you chant pronounce properly or improperly, like some people like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So maybe some say Rama, some say Ramu. Yes, we should not cut the words like Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So two Hare Hare are cut. That becomes offensive to the mantra. One should not cut, but if the pronunciation is not proper, then the Mahaprabhu is not concerned, but devotion. In whichever way we chant, the thing is, are we receiving nourishment from chanting the holy name? Are we looking forward to chanting? Um, Hearing the glories of chanting on regular basis is very beneficial. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna himself did not think it very serious, but he was very pleased by seeing the ecstatic symptoms in the Brahmana. Rather, the Lord was pleased by the bhav, by the devotion of this illiterate Brahmana. Mahaprabhu पूछिला तन रे सुना महाशय कौन अर्था जानी तोमार एता सुख है. So Mahaprabhu पूछिला. Mahaprabhu asked this Brahmana very happy, Suno Mahashay, Mahashay, great personality, listen. Kaun artha jani tomar era sukha. What did you understand? Which verse did you remember? Do you understand? Eta sukha that it gives you so much joy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked the Brahmana, my dear sir, Mahashay, why are you in such ecstatic love? Which portion of Bhagavad Gita gives you such transcendental pleasure? Tell me. Somebody is very joyful, ecstatic, and you say, what did you hear? Why are you so joyful? And it's bhakti. It's bhakti. But Mahaprabhu is trying to bring out something, trying to teach us. Vipra kahe murkha ami sabdartha na jani. This illiterate Brahmana said, I am a fool. Shabdartha na jani. I don't understand Bhagavad Gita at all. शुद्ध अशुद्ध गीता पढ़ी गुरु आज्ञा मानी शुद्ध अशुद्ध गीता पढ़ी समटाइम आई चैंट प्रॉपर्ली समटाइम आई चैंट नॉट improperly अशुद्ध गीता पढ़ी और शुद्ध गीता पढ़ी I don't understand and I don't understand anything guru आज्ञा मानी guru Maharaj has told me and I'm doing this that's all and I'm a moork. This my Guru Maharaj told me and I'm doing this. The Brahmana replied, I am illiterate and therefore do not know the meaning of the word. Sometimes I read Bhagavad Gita correctly and sometimes incorrectly, but in any case, I am doing this in compliance with the orders of my Guru Maharaj. This is a good example of a person who had become so successful that he was able to capture the attention of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even while reading Bhagavad Gita incorrectly. So here Prabhupada says that why the Brahmana attracted the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he pleased his Guru Maharaj. Recently, I was reading a book. It's a book on holy name. It's called On Chanting Hare Krishna. Very nice book by Mahanidhi Maharaj. So, dear Mm. Okay, anyways, I lost the thought. Actually, the meaning of the words of the Bhagavad Gita Srimad Bhagavatam are revealed to one strictly following the order of spiritual master. Now I remember. There, Maharaj mentions that to receive Krishna's mercy, one has to serve under guidance of spiritual master. Um, thus, one becomes serious in Krishna consciousness um, when one serves under guidance of spiritual master, and then through that one receives the mercy of Krishna. Actually, the meaning of the word Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam are revealed to one strictly following the orders of the spiritual master. They are also revealed to one who has equal faith in Supreme Personality of Godhead, equal faith in Guru and Supreme Personality of Godhead. In other words, being faithful to both Krishna and spiritual master is a secret of success in spiritual life. So it's an endeavor. One may feel like, I have no relationship with my Guru Maharaj, with my spiritual master, or I don't even know who is my spiritual master. So how does it work? Well, it all begins with we get connected to devotees. They should be seen as the mercy of my Guru Maharaj or mercy of my to be Guru Maharaj. They should be seen as representative. That's my spiritual master, or even if I don't know, my spiritual my to be spiritual master has made this arrangement through these so many Vaishnavas so that I can come to their lotus feet. So somehow, and then hearing from one spiritual master, um, um, I asked this question to my spiritual master, and he said the purpose of Vapu is Vani. So one can develop connection with one spiritual master through by Shabda, through hearing. And I asked this question to Kalakanta Prabhu. He himself is a spiritual master in ISKCON, and I asked him, how does one develop deeper relationship with Guru? And he says time. And he says the relationship with Guru is gradually developed as one becomes more and more pure. So there is no need to worry if you don't feel any connection with Guru at this point of time, but rather try to sincerely chant, try to sincerely serve, try to preach, try to read Shastras, try to advance in your Krishna consciousness. And to the extent we become purified, the relationship with Guru will increase. It doesn't matter if there is a physical association of Guru or not. Like Niranjan Maharaj, he's a spiritual master in ISKCON. It is said that he's Srila Prabhupada disciple, but he never met Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada had association of his Guru Maharaj very few times in his lifetime. My spiritual master said, His Holiness Radhana Swami, that he met Srila Prabhupada countable number of times, 3, 4, 5 times. And at that time, the relationship was there, very strong, but it was externally very strong. It was not internally very strong. But whether you see how much devotion Srila Prabhupada has for Bhaktistan Sadai Thakur, he said, I'm always with my Guru Maharaj. And whenever he would on Saraswati Thakur's disappearance appearance day, many times we noticed Prabhupada cried out of his gratitude for the transformation that his Guru Maharaj has brought to him. So the mercy is flowing, but we won't feel it. It just takes its own time before we actually develop our relationship. But the following the instruction, actually following the instruction of Guru, Guru pleases spiritual master. And if spiritual master is pleased, Krishna is pleased. But in our current ISKCON society, we don't receive direct personal instruction from Guru Maharaj also. So we try to please all the devotees. We try to serve under guidance of devotees. And the mercy of Guru will flow through the devotees also. Ultimately, we have to please devotees and Guru's mercy will flow through them. Arjunera Rathe Krishna Haya Rajudhara Vasiyache Hate Totra Shamala Sundara. The Brahmana continued. Actually, I only see Lord Krishna sitting on a chariot as Arjuna's charioteer. Taking the reins in his hand, he appears very beautiful and blackish. So, as the Brahmana was reading the verses of Bhagavad Gita, he could not understand, he could not pronounce properly, but he was having this vision of Krishna and Arjuna on a chariot. And Krishna is a driver of Arjuna's. He was a charioteer of Arjuna, and this vision would remain in him, and naturally, if one can focus on Krishna, the symptoms of ecstasy will come. Yavat pado tavat pana tana darshana ei lagi Gita part na chhade mora mana. As long as I read the Bhagavad Gita, I simply see the Lord's beautiful features. It is for this reason that I am reading the Bhagavad Gita, and my mind cannot be distracted from this. So he was constantly having the vision. He was reading Bhagavad Gita, he was reciting, but his mind was constantly envisioning only one thing. He doesn't know what he is reciting, he cannot understand the meaning, but he is constantly seeing Krishna in his consciousness. And it's that devotion, that love that he was exhibiting the ecstatic symptoms. प्रभु कहे गीता पाठ तुम्हारा ई अधिकार तुम्ही से ज्ञानाह ए गीतार अर्थसार. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told the Brahmana, indeed you are an authority in the reading of Bhagavad Gita. Whatever you know constitutes the real purport of Bhagavad Gita. So Mahaprabhu said, actually you are the one who is qualified to read Bhagavad Gita, because the meaning of Bhagavad Gita is not understood by reading, but the meaning of Bhagavad Gita, what is the meaning? Is like devotion to Krishna, surrender to Krishna. So that's the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So one who has attained that, then it doesn't matter, because Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito, the knowledge is revealed from within the heart. Knowledge is not revealed by hearing. And when Guru and Krishna is pleased, the knowledge will be revealed from within our heart. Yasya deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha guru tasaita katita hi artha prakashante mahatmanaha. Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. So, um, those who have faith in the Lord and spiritual master, Guru and Krishna, um, those who have implicit faith in both, the Vedic knowledge is automatically revealed to them. Eta bali sei vipre kaila alingana Prabhupada Dhari Vipra Karena Rodana. After saying this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced the Brahmana, and the Brahmana, catching the lotus feet of the Lord, began to cry. Now, naturally, this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He would not understand whom he is embracing. Mahaprabhu revealed only to very few people, but as soon as he touched the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he began to cry and exhibit that devotion. Toma dekhi taha haite Driguna sukha hai Say Krishna tumi hai na mora mana lai. The Brahmana said, upon seeing you, my happiness is doubled. I take it that you are the same Lord Krishna. Actually, this is one way to understand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is you feel the same divinity as as you feel the divinity while discussing about Krishna. Whether we discuss about Lord Chaitanya or whether we discuss about Krishna's pastimes, we feel this. We if we feel the same divinity, that's the sign that we are not talking about some personality here and there, but we're talking about the Supreme Lord. Or when you read about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you will feel the divinity in your heart. Now, when you feel the divinity, then how will you question that divinity? By hearing the Lord's pastimes or by reading about the pastimes of the Lord, how will you refute that? Even if your intellect has doubts, how will you refute that? Actually, my experience discussing about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has more divinity than Lord Krishna also, because he is Parama Karuna. He's and then his mercy is easily accessible. Naturally, hearing now, my personal experience is it takes time to feel divinity in Krishna's pastimes. After a certain amount of time, do we start getting attraction to Krishna's pastimes. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, one can feel divinity even if, like Krishna's pastimes require certain level of pleasing Krishna, certain level of purity, certain level. Then you start feeling divinity when you hear Krishna's pastimes. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, no matter what is our condition, we hear about Lord Chaitanya and we feel divinity. So that's a proof. I myself, my personal experience is, whenever I would hear about Lord Chaitanya, I would feel a lot of divinity. But when I would read about Krishna's pastimes, I would be like, that's okay. Just keep going on. So Mahaprabhu's pastimes are easily available, and Mahaprabhu's mercy is easily available. It's just we have to access that, and then Mahaprabhu will take us to Krishna also. So he said, seeing you, my happiness is doubled. So you must be the same Lord Krishna. Now, see, actually, through devotion, Mahaprabhu reveals who is a Shuddha Bhakta, na, Mahaprabhu will reveal to them. Or who has implicit faith in Lord Chaitanya, but he would not reveal. Like here we see, actually, he revealed to Brahmana, he revealed to Ramananda Roy, he revealed to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, but he met so many people on the way to South India, he did not reveal himself. He would give them love of Godhead, but he would reveal only to those who, in their first, he gives conviction in their heart that this Krishna himself. You see, whether it is Ramananda Roy, he said, you are Sakshat Ishwar, you are Sakshat Krishna. Sarma Bhattacharya also, you must be Krishna himself. I have heard it, I refuted it based on logical argument, but you must be. Otherwise, how can you give such argument so convincing about sutras and about Atma Rama verse and nobody, I am the best scholar, nobody can explain like this. And then moreover, he has heard many times. Plus, when Krishna mercy comes now, there is no logic and argument there. When Krishna mercy comes, you have the conviction within your heart that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different from Krishna. This is actually just mercy. We need to attract that mercy. So Krishna's Purte Tandra Mana. So we see that first Mahaprabhu gave them their mercy to this Brahmana, to Ramananda Raju. He gave them their mercy. They understood in their heart. And then they said, no, 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 you have to, you have to, you have to. And then Mahaprabhu revealed. So Krishna's Purte Tandra Mana Hana Che Nirmala Ataeva Prabhura Tattva Janila Sakala. The mind of Brahmana was pacified by the revelation of Lord Krishna, and therefore he could understand the truth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in all detail. So by the mercy of Krishna, Krishna's Purte Tandra, he got some revelation. तबे महाप्रभु तांद्रे करैला शिक्षण ए बात कहा ना करिहा prakashana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then taught the Brahmana very thoroughly and requested him not to disclose the fact that he was Lord Krishna himself. So Mahaprabhu, there is no mention of how he revealed, what was the sphurti, what was the revelation, what the Brahmana saw. But it is just that Mahaprabhu revealed himself in what form unknown, but he told the illiterate Brahmana that keep it to yourself only. Se Vipra Maha Prabhura Bada Bhakta Haila Chari Mas Prabhu Sangha Kabuna Chadila. That Brahmana became a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and for 4 continuous months he did not give up the Lord's company. So 4 months Mahaprabhu was there, and every day he would take association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So actually he is the only one so far who knows Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in truth. Nobody else. Even Venkata Bhatta doesn't know. But later on he will come to know also. But others, they became ecstatic, they would chant Hare Krishna, they became pure devotee of Krishna, but they would not understand the identity of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Vaishnava Bhatta Seve Lakshmi Narayana Tanra Bhakti Dekhi Prabhura Tushta Hailamana. Shri Vaishnava Bhatta Seve Lakshmi Narayana. So this is now coming back, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave lot of mercy to illiterate Brahmana. And then um, now he's having a conversation with Venkata Bhatta. He was staying in the house of Venkata Bhatta, and Venkata Bhatta was a Sri Vaishnava, a follower of Ramanujacharya, and Seve Lakshmi Narayana, and he would worship Lakshmi Narayana. Tanara Bhakti Dekhi Prabhura Tushta Hailavana. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw how wonderfully Venkata Bhatt is serving Lakshmi Narayan, Tushta Hailavana, Mahaprabhu became very pleased with Venkata Bhatt. This is something that we can learn, that especially when we see somebody with a tilak like Shri Vaishnava with a red line in between, then we may feel like uncomfortable. Oh, they are not our type. Our type is different. But we don't see that in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here. Yeah. There is question came, is there name mentioned of that Brahmana in CC? There is no name mentioned. Okay. So um, so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when we see some Vaishnava not like our Tilak, then we feel like, oh, they're not our type. But we see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he did not have that distinction. Rather, he became very pleased to see, oh, this person worships Narayan. So at least we should become very pleased when we see any Brahmanical activities, worship of Narayan, Rama. We should become very pleased on seeing their devotion to the Lord. The whole world is engaging in self gratification. These rare souls, they are engaging in worship of Supreme Lord. So how can we not become happy? So we see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually gave him mercy by revealing him the identity of Krishna and who Krishna is. But just by seeing that this person is a devotee of the Supreme Lord in any form, Mahaprabhu was very pleased. Nirantandra Tandra Sange Haila Sakhya Bhav Hasya Parihase Duhe Sakhira Swabhav. Constantly associating with each other, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Venkata Bhatt gradually developed a friendly relationship. They would talk about Krishna and they became friends. Indeed, sometimes they laughed and joked together. He was staying there. It's a lot of conversation. So they developed relationship. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brings some twist. So I'm very eager to discuss this. Amara Thakur Krishna Gopa Gocharaka. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Amara Thakur Krishna. Krishna is my Lord, Amara Thakur. So some people in India, they call Krishna as Thakurji also. Gopa Gocharaka. He's a cowherd boy, Gopa Gocharaka, and he goes for cow grazing. This is my Lord. Sadhvi Hana Kene Chahe Tahara Sangama. My Lord is Lord Krishna, a cowherd boy who is engaged in tending cows. Why is it that Lakshmi, being such a chaste wife, wants to associate with my Lord? Everybody knows this, that Lakshmi wants to participate in the Ras Leela of Lord Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became friend and he was very happy seeing them worshipping Lakshmi Narayan. Then he said, this Lakshmi, you are worshipping Lakshmi Narayan. Lakshmi is always at the feet of Lord Narayan. He doesn't go anywhere. She doesn't go anywhere without Narayan. She's fully chaste. So if she's so chaste, why she wants to enjoy with my Lord? My Lord is Krishna. He's a gopa and a cowherd boy and tending cows. So why she want to associate with my Lord? And this is actually the deity of Lakshmi Devi doing tapasya in Belvan. There are 12 forests of Vrindavan. One of them is Belvan. Belvan is right behind Vrindavan actually. You cross Yamuna and that side is Belvan, um, near to Vrindavan. And there is a temple. It is said that Lakshmi Devi performs tapasya there to enter into Ras Leela pastimes of Krishna. এই লাগি সুখা ভোগা ছাড়ি চিরকাল vrata niyama kari tapa karila apar. Just to associate with Krishna, Lakshmi abandoned all transcendental happiness in Vaikuntha. So she's very happy. She has a lot of transcendental. So you see, this is Lakshmi Devi, very sobered up in sitting in Vrindavan in Belvan. and she's doing tapasya. And we saw that to attain the lotus feet of Krishna, tapasya korila. Um, 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 and Je Pade Labhiya Rama Tapasya Korila. So today we sang that song. So she does tapasya. So just to associate with Krishna, Lakshmi abandoned all transcendental happiness in Vaikuntha and for a long time accepted vows and regulatory principles and performed unlimited austerities. Why she is performing austerity? She wants to participate in Ras Leela of Krishna. She has seen it. She is very much attracted. Like, my Lord Narayan, he never hugs me, embraces me. He never put his shoulders around he put his hand around my shoulders. I'm always serving his lotus feet. There is distance there. But we see Krishna and Ras Leela is very intimate. So she felt like, oh, I missed this. So she wanted to participate in Krishna Ras Leela pastimes now. So she started doing a lot of tapasya, but she's not able to do it. So this is from Shrimad Bhagavatam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then quoted Shrimad Bhagavatam saying, "Oh Lord, this is Nagapatni's." If you read Shrimad Bhagavatam, what is the base of this that Lakshmi is doing tapasya? From Shrimad Bhagavatam. Shrimad Bhagavatam is the essence. So Nagapatni, after Kaliya was completely humbled by Lord Krishna, Nagapatni came and they offered prayers to Lord Krishna. So this is one of the prayer. Oh Lord, we do not know how the serpent Kaliya attained such an opportunity to be touched by the dust of your lotus feet. How we have the dust of your lotus feet on his head. Even the goddess of fortune for this end performed austerities for centuries in hundreds of years. So goddess of fortune for this end to attain the dust of your lotus feet, perform austerities for centuries, giving up all other desires and observing severe austere vows. Indeed, we do not know how the serpent Kaliya got such an opportunity. They were amazed that Kalia on his head has got the dust of your lotus feet. How is it possible? What all he has done in his previous life that he attained the dust of your lotus feet? I mean, Narad Muni has attained your lotus feet. Brahma has attained. Shiva has attained. Lakshmi is doing tapasya to attain. So whom are we talking about? We're not talking about here and there people like Shamanda Krishna, that's another um, um, immature souls. Here we are talking about Narad Muni, Brahma, and Shiva. They have attained. Bhakti Vinod Thakur has attained the dust of Sri Krishna, Charana. Lakshmi is doing tapasya. So Kali as an envious soul, he's a snake. He has attained. This we cannot understand. What was his qualification to attain the dust of your lotus feet? So, but here also mentioned that Lakshmi is doing austerities. So for this end, they were surprised. Bhatta kahe Krishna Narayan Eka hi Swarup. Then Venkata Bhatta said, my Lord Krishna and Narayan, they are one only, right? So Lakshmi is still chaste. Krishna te Adhika Leela Vidhagyadi Roop. Venkata Bhatt then said, Lord Krishna and Lord Narayan are one and the same, but the pastimes of Krishna are more relishable due to their sportive nature. Krishna, dances. And Krishna pastime with the gopis is very, very intimate. Madhurya Ras. So very sportive. So it's very relishable. Even Venkata Bhatt knows here that Krishna's pastimes are more attractive than Narayan. Narayan pastimes, Lakshmi just sits there and he is the Lord. But Krishna is like the Gopas and the Gopis in Madhya Yashoda. There is no limit to the sweetness of Krishna's pastimes. So he said, my Lord, they are one, and Krishna's pastimes are more attractive. So if she is going to Krishna, that's okay. It's not breaking chastity. It's the same person. It is understandable that the chaste woman wants to associate with her husband in his different dresses. Prabhupada said Narayan is Krishna in office. Prabhupada used to say something like that. Therefore, one should not criticize Lakshmi for wanting to associate with Krishna. Venkata continued, according to transcendental realization, there is no difference between the forms of Narayan and Krishna. So Venkata has this realization that, okay, there is no difference. Yet in Krishna, there is a special transcendental attraction due to the conjugal mellow. Krishna has conjugal mellow, conjugal love. He quoted this verse. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, we don't know where he quoted from, but this verse was commonly known to the devotees there, that in Krishna there is a special transcendental attraction. So that shows that, okay, they are same, but Krishna has special qualities. One of them is uh, Madhurya Ras, conjugal love that he exchanges with his devotees. In Krishna, there is a special transcendental attraction due to conjugal mellow, and consequently, he surpasses Narayan. So he knows that, yet he is a worshipper of Narayan. But the leelas, the pastimes of Krishna surpasses Narayan. This is a conclusion of transcendental mellow. So he knows, yet he doesn't know. Yet he still feels Narayan is Supreme Personality of Godhead, but then he feels that, so there's a contradiction. But they go in unidirection. There's a contradiction. He knows the pastimes of Krishna are way more sweeter than pastimes of Narayan, but he still neglects that and considers Narayan Supreme Personality of Godhead. um, Krishna Sange Pativrata Dharma Nahe Nash. If she associate with Krishna Sangha, Pativrata, she is still a Pativrata. Uh, Dharma Nahi Nash. The Dharma is not destroyed. Adhika Labha Paya Ara Rasa Vilas. The goddess of fortune considered that her vow of chastity would not be damaged by relationship with Krishna. Rather, by associating with Krishna, she could enjoy the benefit of rasa dance. That's what she wants. She's not getting that intimate love from Narayan. So, same Lord Krishna, he has intimate relationship. I want to be intimate with my Lord. So that's not dharmanash. So Mahaprabhu is telling, if she's so chaste, why she wants my Lord? My Lord is Thakurji, Gopa, cowherd, and transcendental melody. Yeah, my Lord, she wants to enjoy her husband in that rasa. Those rasa are superior to Narayan. So she is going there. So there is no dharmanash. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reply, Prabhu kahe dosha nahi iha ami jani. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, I agree. There is no dosh. Iha ami jani. I understand that there is no fault of Lakshmi. Rasa na paila Lakshmi, Shastre iha suni. But still, why she is not able to participate in Ras Leela? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, I know there is no fault on the part of the goddess of fortune, but still she could not enter into the Rasa dance. We hear this from the revealed scriptures. And then this is quoting from Shrimad Bhagavatam. When Lord Krishna was dancing with the gopis in the Ras Leela, the gopis were embraced around the neck by the Lord's arms. So Lord was holding the gopis with his arms around their necks. This transcendental favor was never bestowed upon the goddess of fortune or other consorts in the spiritual world. Um, um, it was not shown to Lakshmi before. So this is a proof that Lakshmi could not participate. So so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the conversation is based on Shastra with Venkata Bhatta. So first she is doing tapasya. Okay, Nagapatni got it. Second, she's still not able to enjoy rasa dance because other gopis have attained that fortune, but Lakshmi has not yet attained that fortune. Now, nor was there such a thing ever imagined by the most beautiful girls in the heavenly planets. Heavenly planet girls, Apsaras, could not participate in Krishna's intimate leelas. Krishna's leelas are all transcendental on a spiritual platform. So nobody with a material body can participate in Krishna leela, because it is said that gopis' bodies are completely spiritual and they are expansions of Radharani. Radharani is Haladini Shakti of Krishna. So Krishna enjoys only with Radharani or his expansions, intimate expansions, the gopis. Krishna cannot enjoy with any heavenly girl. Krishna cannot enjoy based on beauty or other characteristics or qualifications. Only bhakti. Because Radharani is Haladini Shakti, and the gopis, their devotion for Krishna, that's what it's pure love there. um, so such thing was nor was such a thing ever imagined by most beautiful girls in heavenly planets, girl whose bodily luster and aroma exactly resemble the beauty and fragrance of lotus flowers. So just like flower is very fragrant, the girls in heaven are also very fragrant. Now in material world, girls are not very fragrant. They have bad smells and they have everything also. But in heavenly planets, the girls are very fragrant and they are extremely beautiful, just like the flower is very fresh. Likewise, one who sees the girls in heaven, they are very fresh and fragrant. And same now, cannot compare heavenly girls to Golok Vrindavan, the gopis, because it is said that there is no comparison between them. So they are fragrant and bodily luster like fresh like flower. Um, um, but Krishna is not attracted by the fragrant or the freshness of the heavenly girls. And what to speak about worldly women who may be very beautiful according to material estimation. They may be very beautiful in this material world. It cannot be compared to the freshness and the fragrance and the beauty of heavenly girls. And none of them can enjoy, not even Lakshmi Devi. Wow, that is the height. Not even Lakshmi Devi, who is Narayan's consort, can participate in Krishna's Leela. And when she saw Krishna's mercy on the Gopi and Srimati Radharani, she was attracted. She was like, "Oh, I want to be that. I want to, I want, I want Krishna as my Lord." Narayan is okay, but I want Krishna as my Lord. So, and then she is doing tapasya. Um, Lakshmi kene na paila ihara ki karana. Lakshmi kene na paila. Lakshmi could not get. Still, she is performing tapasya only. Ihara ki karana. What is the reason? Now, okay, why Lakshmi wants my Thakur? Mahaprabhu said, well, there is nothing wrong. Same Narayan and his mellows, his pastimes are surpass Narayan. His leelas, they surpass Narayan. So she's attracted. So she wants. Okay, she wants, she's attracted, surpass Narayan. Narayan and Krishna are same person. Yes, that's what you said. Then why can't she still be with Krishna? Why she is still performing tapasya only for hundreds of years? Still cannot achieve it. So Lakshmi kene na paila ihana ki karana. Tapa kari kaiche Krishna paila shruti gana. And then Mahaprabhu brings a twist. And he says, Tapa kari kaiche Krishna paila shruti gana. So there are a group of gopis, they are called Shrutichari gopis. Shrutichari is Upanishads. So Upanishads personified, everything is a personality. So Vedas are also personality. So Upanishads. So they were, when they saw Krishna intimacy with the gopis, which was just unheard of. It is said that during Ras Leela, all the heavenly, all the demigods and all the universe, they came and witnessed Krishna's pastimes. And the demigods, the male demigods, they could see only Krishna, could not see the gopis. But the heavenly girls who had devotion, they could see Krishna and the gopis, and they could see the entire Ras Leela. So when the Upanishads, when they saw Krishna's pastimes, they were attracted, and they wanted to participate in Krishna's pastimes like them. So now Lakshmi Devi also wanted to participate in Krishna's pastime. So Krishna's Rasila pastimes are most attractive. So Lakshmi Devi also wanted to participate in Krishna's pastime, and Upanishads, the personified Upanishads, the personality, they also wanted to participate in Rasila pastimes of Krishna. Lakshmi na paila. Lakshmi cannot attain it, but Shrutigana paila. Shrutigana attained the Gopi Siddha in the next day of Krishna when Krishna came. Like millions of years later, they tapakari. They also performed tapasya. They were sages. So there were many kinds of sages who became gopis. Sadhana Siddha. After millions of lifetimes of pure devotional service, they attained association of Krishna also. But still Lakshmi could not get it. And this Upanishad, they got the mercy of Krishna. So why? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is bringing a twist here. Okay, Lakshmi Devi is same. So why she could not attain? Others attained. Now they are just the jivas, Upanishads. Lakshmi is, consort of Narayan. Still she could not attain, and they attained. Why? So Venkata Bhatt is like, completely unanswerable at this point of time. But can you tell me why the goddess of fortune Lakshmi could not enter the Rasa dance? The authorities of Vedic knowledge could enter the dance and associate with Krishna. So they were, sages of Dandakaranya forest we saw. Lord Ram time. Lord Ram blessed him that Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna will fulfill your desires. They were Munichari gopis, and these were Shruti gopis. So many varieties of sages. They along with the eternal associates like Lalita, Vishaka, Srimati Radharani, they also came, and all those who perform tapasya for millions of lifetimes in that mood. Because Prabhupada says, there is Madhurya Ras, Vasalya Ras, Sakhya Ras, you desire, and in whichever, in the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in one lifetime, they perform for millions of lifetimes, Prabhujis and Matajis. In one lifetime, by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you are sincere, you can attain Sakhyaras, Vasalyaras, Madhuryaras, whatever you want, you can attain, which they attained. So this is Parama Karuna, Bahudui Jana, Nitai Gaura Chandra, Sabha Avatara, Sara Shiromani, Keval Ananda Kanda. And they have given a process which is Kevala Ananda Kanda. Chanting, dancing, feasting. Prabhupada said, what is the difficulty? You chant, and when you chant, you derive great pleasure there. You dance, do kirtan, you associate, in association you take prasad, you do seva in association of devotees. Kevala Ananda Kanda. Who is asking us to go to forest and do this tapasya and that tapasya? Kevala Ananda. This is mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So why Lakshmi Devi could not get? But the Upanishad, the Shruti gopis, they became gopis, and they have pastimes with Krishna. Why? This is the prayers of Shruti. So again, quoting from Shrimad Bhagavatam, the base is Shrimad Bhagavatam. However, the damsels of Vraja, the gopis, being attracted by the beauty of Krishna, simply wanted to embrace him and his arms, which are like serpents. Serpent, like the arms are like snakes, so they go anywhere. So the arms are like serpents. Um, they simply wanted to embrace him, the gopis, and his arms. Thus, the gopis ultimately tasted the nectar of the lotus feet of the Lord. Similarly, we Upanishads. So this is Upanishad praying to Krishna in the 87th chapter. The demigods are praying. So the Upanishad says we could also taste the nectar of his lotus feet by following in the footsteps of the gopis. So here is the answer. The answer is the last line. Why the Upanishads got to participate in Krishna Ras Leela and Lakshmi Devi could not participate in Krishna's Ras Leela? Because the Upanishads were very attracted by the gopis and their love for Krishna. So they tried to follow in the footsteps of the gopis. Footsteps of the gopis means you hear about the gopis, how they appreciate Krishna's flute, how they serve Krishna, how much attraction they have, what they think, how they behave, their separation, and their talks, kind of. You become accustomed to them, and then you try to follow them. So that is by following one of the gopi in Vrindavan, one can become a gopi. By following one of the Sakha of Krishna, one can become a Sakha. By following either Nanda Baba, Yashoda, or one of those, one can become a Vasalya, a parent of Krishna. This is called Raga Nuga Bhakti. Anuga. Anuga means to follow. Anuga. Raga Nuga means you follow up. Rag means attachment. You follow a devotee who is completely attached to Krishna in a particular rasa. Then you also serve Krishna in that particular rasa. Lakshmi Devi did not follow the gopis. She just, this is from, Rupa Goswami quotes this. We have discussed in our Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu seminars. So Rupa Goswami, whatever he writes is based on Srimad Bhagavatam. So here clearly said, by following the footsteps of the gopis. So that's what Shruti Chari gopis, the sages, Dandakaranya forest, sages of Dandakaranya forest, they also follow the footsteps of the gopis. So they could participate, and Krishna stole their clothes also um, in Cheer Ghat pastimes. So Krishna reciprocated with them based on their desire, how they want to serve Krishna. So one has to follow a resident of Vrindavan, either a gopi or a gopa or a parent. Otherwise, one cannot attain Krishna's pastimes. Only Raganuga Bhakti can give us access to Krishna's pastimes. But Lakshmi Devi did not want to follow a gopi. She just wanted to do tapasya, and with a desire that I will do austerity, I will not eat, severe austerity. I want to participate in Krishna's Ras Leela pastimes. It is not possible. So Rupa Goswami says, that when Lakshmi was asked, give up your opulence of being a wife of Narayan, become a simple and serve under the guidance of a gopi. Lakshmi Devi said, Gopi, Gopi, Gopi. Gopi is, a simple cowherd girl that they deal with gobar. They deal with, milking the cows. And, they are not like fully cultured girls. They're gopis. Gopa means one who take care of cow, a boy who take care of cow, and gopi means a girl who takes care of cow. They are gopis. You want me to give her the position of Lakshmi. Lakshmi means goddess of fortune. The whole world worships Lakshmi. Everybody is a devotee of Lakshmi. How many people are devotees of gopis other than Gaudiya Vaishnavas? So you want me to give the opulence of Lakshmi and become a follower of Gopi, a cowherd boy? I cannot do that. Then Krishna says, all right, keep doing tapasya. So one cannot attain Vrindavan without following a Gopa or a Gopi. So it's time. This discussion will continue. Maybe one, two more verses. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then quoted why. So when he asked Venkata Bhatta replied, Ami jiva shudra buddhi sahajaya sthira ishwarera lila koti samudra gambhira. Venkata Bhatta then said, I am an ordinary human being. Since my intelligence is very limited and I am easily agitated, my mind cannot enter in within the deep ocean of the pastimes of the Lord. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Venkata Bhatta this question, that why Laksh, why Lakshmi wants my Thakur? Oh, there is nothing wrong. Okay, then why? Okay, there is, okay, agree, there is nothing wrong. Then why she cannot get it? Mhm. And then why Shruti Upanishads, they got a Gopi Deha. Then why Lakshmi could not get? So Venkata Bhatta was bewildered. Oh yeah, why? And then he said, Shudra Buddhi, bhai dekho, I have no intelligence. Koti Samudra Ishwara Leela. So he said, my lord, Bhagwan ke pastime, Ishwar Leela, Koti Samudra Gambira, they are very grave and they are very difficult to understand. Um, Ami Jiva Shuddha Buddhi Sahari Asthira. And my mind is Asthira. I'm a fallen condition. So my Buddhi is Shuddra Buddhi. How can I understand the grave pastime which are like enter within the deep ocean of pastimes of the Lord? Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained. Now see the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us Raganuga Bhakti. He came to give us that. And um, he gave holy name to everyone, but to only few devotees he actually spoke how to attain Thakur of Vrindavan. He spoke to Sanatan Goswami, he spoke to Rupa Goswami, and he also spoke this to Venkata Bhatta. Now, his brother was there. His brother was there, Prabodhananda Saraswati. Prabodhananda Saraswati followed the gopis of Vrindavan, and actually they are all eternal associates of Lord Krishna who came to participate, but they acted like a sadhaka. So he went to Vrindavan. He wrote very beautiful book, Radha Shuddha Nidhi Bhakti and Vrindavan Mahimamrita. He performed bhajan in following the gopis of Vrindavan and attained perfection. And Venkata Bhatta also, you will see, he became a pure devotee of Krishna, but it doesn't mention whom he followed. Um, so that's all, and there is some more discussion on this. Yeah, there are at least 20 more slides on this that we will be able to cover next week only, and then we continue our tour of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, are there any questions at this point of time?
Well, one question. So, gopis who are Jiva Tattva, they have devotion more than goddess of fortune.
Well, they have the proper process, Prabhuji. We would not say they have devotion more. uh, Rupa Goswami says that if you practice Vidhi Marg throughout the life, you will attain Vaikuntha planets. But after a certain point of time, which may be at least Nishtha, if one starts moving in direction of following a descent of Vrindavan, then one can attain Vrindavan pastimes. Now, Lakshmi is actually expansion of Srimati Radharani Prabhuji. But um, but there is, for the sake of pastime, she can enjoy Ras Leela through the gopis because same personality. She is gopis expansion actually. But the proper path is as given by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that is required to attain Thakurji.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Any other question anyone has?
Prabhuji, I have one question. So, the girls who perform the Kartiyani Vrata, so those are also called gopis, or?
They are gopis, yeah. Now there are multiple kinds of gopis. Like I mentioned, two names, Shruti and Muni, the sages Dandakaranya forest. And then there are also Nitya Siddha gopis like Radharani, Lalita Vishakha. Some of them who were not perfected yet in their devotion. They perform Katyayani Vrata to please and have Lord Krishna as their husband. And Krishna reciprocated with them. But they were all gopis. Later on, 2 years later, they were allowed to participate in Krishna's Rasila pastimes. Does it answer, Mataji, Hashini Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. So, gopis means just the uh, residents of Vrindavan. Like, it's nothing like married girl, unmarried girl, or where all girls were called gopis only, right?
Well, there are, yeah, some are married, some are not married.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Any other question? Okay. So I guess we'll end here. My obeisances to all of you. Vanchakalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.